everyone, Paul Artale here, and I just want to talk to you quickly about the importance of fighting for your own speech introduction. Fighting for your introduction? What are you talking about, right? Well, it actually can happen more than you think, especially when you're starting out. And what I mean is this: quite often a meeting planner, or usually someone that's going to introduce you, might pull your information off the internet about you, or maybe you sent something in an earlier email that doesn't quite fit the presentation. And so you want to put in your speech introduction, something that you've crafted that's really going to set the audience up to understand what they're going to learn from your session and who you are. And instead what you get is someone who's ready to read off a fact and a bio sheet of what you've done. And fact and bio sheets aren't really a good way to introduce yourself to the crowd. They're boring. A lot of time half the information doesn't relate to them. I saw a speaker not long ago who had just incredible accomplishments. I mean, just fantastic things done in this man's life. But I mean, the introduction took like 10 minutes, and halfway through I'm going, well, when's he going to start, and what's his speech about? Because half of what was on the bio and the introduction really wasn't about what he was talking about. And so sometimes what happens is you get to the meeting room and like, oh, we already have something, we're ready to introduce you, and you see what they have and it's not the introduction you've prepared. And some meeting planners actually fight you on it. And if meeting planner is always right, but if there's one place where you can push them a little bit when it comes to presentation day, that's where I push back. And in a couple cases I've said, no, please, I prefer to use my speech introduction. It will make my presentation better. I don't care if it takes a minute off my presentation. I would rather have a proper setup. And they will go along, and then usually they'll see the value in my introduction versus theirs. But you need to fight for your introduction. You need to make sure that you are setting it up the way you want to, because that stage is yours. When you're on stage, when you're in the room, it's yours. You set the rules. It's your house. It's your house. So you set the rules, and it starts with the introduction. In some cases, that's the first time people are going to hear about you or what you're going to do for them. And so if all someone is reading is something that's maybe out of date, that's generic and not specific to them, or even worse, a bio sheet and just a bunch of stats and statistics about you, you're behind the gun before you even get on stage. So fight for your introduction. And for those that are wondering, how do you craft a proper speech introduction, that's going to be next week's video tip. So if you want access to that, sign up for my newsletter by going to www.unleashyourmessage.net. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, or do both. I would appreciate it. But every week I do a video lesson, an audio lesson with text, and I share resources about the world of public speaking. So until then, keep speaking.